When I began the series last March, it was because I lost camera on the Space Coast, and one of the biggest things they felt like changed the channel very early on was that they lost a camera in Dorney Park, and I've told both those stories. And earlier this year, before the lockdowns and all, that I showed the parks up here in Pennsylvania that I went into a lot. Growing up, I did mention the 2015 trip to Hershey Park. Just there's no really good other place to put it. Even though I didn't go to Disney until I was 13, there's still a lot more before that I did down in the state of Florida. What's up, my guy? Lindsay back again. Things starting to get back in shape with school and stuff. I'm actually recording this at the end of August. I'm expecting to get this out around October sometime. Anyways, I've never been to Florida in the fall, but predominantly I've actually been in like late winter, early spring. Most of my first trips down there were to Siesta Key, and that was in the early 2000s, like when I was in like elementary school. Went to quite a few of the attractions there. Apparently, the first time I was there, went to Busch Gardens, but don't remember that. It might have just been a dream that I remember seeing Dark Castle. It might have been like a dream that became one of Taylor's vlogs. Yeah, I think we were in a building called Crystal Sands. My grandfather rented a place for the whole month of February, and like usually we were down there the week that you go back up for biz. We would watch my grandmother, especially when she started getting her Alzheimer's. I've told you we would come back to this, so hold that thought. Siesta Key is about 90 minutes south of Tampa. That's the airport that we went into. Down there was the last time. And the only time I went through Tampa was my childhood, going down to Siesta Key and all that. Every other time since was Orlando, MCO. Family friend Clay, they live up in Orlando, but they stopped down a few occasions. That very first trip we did, well, I think it was like 5, or turning 5. We got some pic photos on the beach. Oh, I might scan those in later, I'm not sure. We're like the very far south end, Crystal Sands is. That's a private beach area. So we would drive past the public beach area, get into Sarasota. There's some restaurants down a bit further south, like Turtles. There was a Spanish restaurant called Javier. There's a pizza place. I think it's still there, actually. But Broken Egg since has become a restaurant called The Original Egg, because Broken Egg is now like a chain in the South. And I actually think it's like thinking about Flashman writing the script. I was thinking it kind of reminded me of the Chinese restaurant Sky High where Warren works. My parents only at the pub Port of Turtles once, but we would often do brunch or dinner, Turtles or Broken Egg. Definitely not at least once, maybe twice. Went up to the Ringling Brothers Museum, and definitely went to up in Sarasota. They had a children's science museum called Gee Whiz, which was short for Gulf Coast Wonder Imagination Zone. Originally opened up as Gulf Coast World of Science, or the GCWS. The building is actually originally a library when I was searching this up, and I think it closed a few years back. The building's been demolished. I think they're doing a beautification project there right now. Another place we also went to quite a few, and I think almost every year, was the Marie Shelby Garden. It was summer 2009, actually, when I first went into Orlando, and we did SeaWorld. Did any of the coasters. We did a penguin encounter. I think we did the observatory. We were in the arcade area, and a big storm blew through. Chloe wanted me a giant frog. And the arcade is now Infinity Falls. I think there's a building middle that is now only used for the season pass holders, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I saw all the sea life stuff, more or less. So, around at the same time, though, is when I got my first iPad, and I really was getting interested into the theme park stuff. I was into Lego, so hearing about the Legoland going to Florida, formerly Cypress Gardens, I was interested in that. Started watching Attractions Magazine. Actually, that first iPad, the original iPad I had, was from selling my last year of Cub Scout sales. And because of that being such a part of my life, and even though the original Smurfs film also came around that time, I kind of wrote stories that Smurfs show up again, right, based off of the events of the previous stories, which were about an adventure in Greece and a battle between the middle schools that alien Jones heard about and invited all of us 5th and 6th graders down for opening day. And since it was more like smart and could work on stuff, they actually have access to the wood shop. Senators, when I was in 5th grade, we had wood shop and applied tech and family con, but in 6th grade, applied tech was killed, and they had study hall. That always didn't happen. I ended up going down in spring break 2012. It was not that bad. I did ride Cosasaurus, boating school, Island Sky, rest in peace. Well, it's an adventure. We ate in the Pirate's Cove, went through Cypress Gardens. Yeah, I was thinking about Dragon, but I decided against it. But I did do the Knights Kingdom Joust. Since my parents knew that my grandmother was going to pass, and she did, but help with the Shrine Merit Badge back that summer, so yeah, she's been around the 4th of July, and my grandfather announced that he was remarrying 3 days later, which kind of a little cruel, but and well, that's something to look forward to. My parents decided to plan a trip to Disney World. We stayed at the Port Orleans Riverside that first trip, talking about another trip. Next time we had breakfast there and had dinner at Bow Rights, our first and last nights. We started off at MK as soon as we landed that day. I think my dad and I went over like a late afternoon, early evening on the monorail. A later point, maybe we did Lizard Beach that morning, and there was an evening. I know that first day we did Space Mountain. Little Mermaid actually broke down a bit. We were in the, in the kissing scene on the Mermaid ride. So yeah, we were there and stopped. Then it moved a little bit and then it stopped. One of those probably technical issue, and the second one might have been helping a handicapped person on. Yeah, Country Jamboree, Tiki Room, Buzz Lightyear, Such a Great Escape, People Mover, Dumbo, Barnstormer, did the train, Small World. Those two I did on my second trip as well. I'll tell you, I haven't done Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan, Seven Dwarfs. Come on. Second time I was there, I just opened a few months earlier, so it was busy. Astro Orbiter. Haven't done Philhar Magic. Haven't done the Speedway. Haven't done Hall of Presidents. Haven't done Haunted Mansion. That's definitely a big one I haven't done. But yeah, I would actually remove Liberty Square if I were church, but that's just my opinion. And her mom, they came to us for one day and we did Epcot. My dad and I rode Maelstrom, so I'm lucky to have that one. I don't even think Frozen had opened yet. I think Maelstrom had just closed by December 2014, and I think Frozen opened I think it was 2016 when it opened. Did Grand Fiesta Tour, that first visit, as well as Ellen's Strange Adventure, Rest in Peace, Nemo. Haven't done Living with the Land or Journey into Imagination. Didn't do that Lion King show. And I have no interest in doing Journey into Imagination at all. We had 2 dinners in Epcot. First one was Hacienda that first time. That was with Playing Mom joined us, and then on our 5th night we went over to Chefs de France. The French Pavilion. I haven't done the Circle Vision shows, but my mom, Chloe, and her mom did the China one, I believe. And I think they recently updated both Impressions of French and the China one. At studios, my parents were actually involved in the backlot tour bit with the naval ship, like that first part you see before he got onto the, I think it was summer 2013, so I think closed over a year later. And they were joined by a dad of a UK family, so I was with the mom. I think there were like 2, 3, maybe 4 siblings there. We tried to record it, but it was poor quality because we only see it from the screens, and they didn't do anything for that. Well, rip backlot tour, rip that. As that was the only time I was in studios. I also did Midway Mania, Star Tours, Great Movie Ride, also rip at the Sci-Fi Drive-In. Actually thought it was fine. I don't really like anything on the menu, but it was good. Yeah, really need to see the Indiana Jones show before that goes, and the two Disney Decade thrill rides. My mom and dad actually have done Tower in the late 90s, and another that I haven't visited since 2013 is Animal Kingdom. Saw Festival of the Lion King, back when it was in Camp Mini Mickey. We now have Avatar there, so gonna come back and check that out. Primeval, we only did one side, so, and then we got Rip, Cali, Kilimanjaro, saw the few exhibits. Had dinner in the Rainforest Cafe over there. Actually didn't even know they had it over there until that day. Stopped by Downtown Disney one night, did a Raglan Road. In March 2019, seeing, Downtown Disney has now Disney Springs. They did a good job. Like, Orlando has changed a lot since 2013, and like 2014, I had Seven Dwarves open, Diagon Alley open. Not just because of this unpleasantness I've had, but there will still be imagination once it is really behind us. There's one big trip here in this video I haven't talked about. I'm saving that for part 2, which you will be seeing in December, because it's when it actually happens. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, subscribe, strike the bell, and I'll see you next time.